If you have powerful goals well designed, here's what they will do. Goals become like a magnet. The stronger they pull, I promise you, no matter what happens, those goals will pull you through. This little session, it may be one of the most important for the weekend. If you're ready to go, say, let's go. Here's number one. If you have powerful goals well designed and plenty of them to stir your imagination, here's what they will do. Goals become like a magnet. And the bigger they are and the stronger they are and the longer the list and the more things you'd like to acquire during the course of your lifetime, the stronger they pull. And here's the other advantage in setting goals, so that these goals begin to pull you in that forward future direction. They pull you through all kinds of downtime, all kinds of nighttime experiences, all kinds of winters. You can much more easily survive the next crisis, the next winter of your life, if you have well-set goals. I promise you, no matter what happens, those goals will pull you through. You won't be lost in the middle because you'll be able to see beyond. So with that in mind, let's now engage in this little session. It may be one of the most important for the weekend. I want you to take a fresh piece of paper, or at least put a title up on one page and call it Goals Workshop. And in this Goals Workshop, I'm going to ask a series of questions, and I want you to write down the question first and then do the exercise. Okay? If you're ready to go, say, let's go. Here's number one. I want you to list 5 things you've already accomplished that you're proud of. Make a list of 5 things you've already accomplished that you're proud of. Whatever you've accomplished, just a list of 5 things. Okay, here's what's next now. I want you to make a list. What are the 50 most important things you can think of that you want to accomplish and have in the next 10 years? So just put at the top of this now, my 10-year goals, and I want you to make a list of at least 50 items. Little things, big things, and it doesn't matter what they are. Now, this list does not mean the list of the things you think you can acquire. This is a list of the things you want. Just let your mind run free. A list of 50 items that would really do it for you in the next 10 years. If you had this, if you went to these places and met these people, and if you had these skills and these investments, education for your children, all the rest of it. So I want you to take the time now, and I want you to go right down the page, not side by side on your goals, right down the page, because we're going to do something with this list a little later. Right down the page, 50 items. What would make your life dazzlingly unique in the next 10 years? Everything you can think of. If you could have everything you wanted to make life exactly like you wanted it over the next 10 years, what would you take? That's the list I want you to make. Okay, I think everybody now has a sufficient list to work with. Here's the next exercise. I want you to take a look at each item and give it a 1, a 3, a 5, or a 10. Saying to yourself, as you look at each item, that's about a 1-year goal, that's about a 3, that's about a 5, that's about a 10. So give each item a 1, a 3, a 5, or a 10. It doesn't have to be exact, just about. That's about a 1, that's about a 3. I think I could acquire that in 5. Looks like that goal will probably take 10 plus. 1, 3, 5, 10, each item. Now here's the next exercise. I want you to look at all of your 1-year goals and pick out the 4 most important. And either identify them or make a new list. Make a list of your 4 most important 1-year goals. Have you got that list now? The 5 most important 1-year goals. Now, once you've composed that list, here's the next question. Why are these goals important to you? And I want you to write a little paragraph. Doesn't have to be long, just get it started. A little paragraph. Why these goals are important to you, these 5 major one-year goals, or 4 major one-year goals. We've all heard this expression, it's the why that makes the difference. One of the most prominent words in a child's vocabulary, what? When they get started in life, what? Why? You got to do this. Why? I mean, we're all driven by this. Why? If the why is good enough, yes. What if the why isn't good enough? Then we shouldn't probably waste our time. So as we grow and mature, we still got these questions now. Why? Why are these important? Why are these more important, the most important? This is a good exercise. It gets you thinking in this kind of mode, this kind of direction. Making lists and deciding what's important. Make another list and decide what's important. And then answer the question, why? You don't have to answer it for the world. Just answer it for yourself. You may have very private reasons why it's important. Nobody else's business. Some goals are private. If you've got a list of some private, put them in code so nobody could understand them if they found this list. Okay, here's now one more exercise. Write down this question and then a little paragraph to answer. What kind of person must I become to achieve my entire list? What kind of person must I become to achieve my list of goals? Maybe you need to become more educated, take some classes, learn some disciplines, talk to some people who've had the experience, set up some interviews. I must become more curious. What kind of person must you become? Are you too timid and shy? You need to get stronger. See if you can't drive your timidity into a small corner so that it doesn't fill the whole house. What kind of person? A leader? Executive? A builder? Manager? What kind of person must I become? So we've arrived now at the 2 most important parts of all of this exercise, the why and what kind of person. Maybe you'll have to stretch further than you've ever stretched before. Expand your thinking. Develop more capacity to believe. Have faith. Here's a quality we all need, vision. To be able to see clearly the day, see clearly the month. People who see more clearly take more bold steps. If you're in a dark room and you can't see very well, you take little small steps. Why? Because you're not sure. The more sure, confident, the more visionary you become, the more bolder your steps. The longer your stride, the more quickly you arrive. Maybe you need to learn to be in control. You've let everybody else do the controlling. Instead of being always influenced, be the influence. Okay. I think enough on setting goals. This will give you some ideas to ponder and chew on and a little model to follow to help people to do all of this stuff. It's going to be fun for you to work with this in the future.